Previously on the Mundane and the Arcane.
Our adventurers fought off some shadowy robbers, and for their good deed, they were offered local rooms at the nearby Cracked Mug Inn. And we left off last time with y'all just showing up to the front door of the inn. So, as you open up the wooden door to the Cracked Mug, you're immediately hit with a very warm glow coming from two different fireplaces that gives off a very warm air as the nights have become a little bit more chilly lately. And the place is completely empty other than what appears to be one dwarf who seems to be rearranging some chairs, wiping down tables, who turns to you all as you enter. First customers for the festival, I see.
Yeah, it's good to be here. We were sent down by the town guard because we stopped some robbers, and he said that we could get some drinks on the captain's tab.
All right, well, I don't know how things work where you come from, half-elf, but usually people like to introduce themselves, especially before they start asking for free stuff.
Oh, excuse me. My name is Deacon Bishop.
Well, Deacon, I'm Grinabar Boulderbeer.
It's excellent to meet you. This gentleman here is
my name's Gronk.
Oh, okay. And this fine lady over here is...
Good evening, I am Zenko. I wish to order some sustenance and perhaps a room to rest.
Very well, that could be arranged. It was Deacon and Gronk.
Yes, sir.
Y'all are looking for free shit.
Oh no, we were sent, and he told us to do that.
Yeah, the guard sent us over here specifically.
Who?
The guard.
I believe the captain's name was Captain Ron.
It's Grantham.
Captain Grantham. Captain Ron Grantham. He had an eye patch. It was very strange.
That one-eyed bastard.
Yep. So he sent us down here. I mean, if it's not too much trouble, I mean, I am willing to work for food.
Well, all right, but I just cleaned up the place. I suppose you can clean it up at the end of the night.
No, I think you misunderstand me. See, I'm an entertainer.
Yeah, that's neat. I'm gonna go to the paying customer. Ms. Zenko, correct?
Yes.
We have two main options tonight. We do have some lamb and, well, obviously fish. And some potatoes. Each meal, the lamb is 2 silver pieces, the fish is 1 silver piece, and room and board is going to be 2 silver pieces for the night.
I would like the lamb and potatoes and a room, please.
Very well.
Sir, I believe we got off on the wrong foot here.
I'll get your tab started, but I'll need to see Grantham by the end of the night.
He said he'd be by.
Oh, very well.
And you know what? If he's not, I'll just pay for it. It's not a big deal.
All right, no, that's fair.
We came down here because of that, because they told us to come here, and it seemed like, a fair reward for, the work that we did.
Well, I don't really know what work you did, but
no, and that's fine. You don't need to know.
Pull up a chair. I'll go get your food. Did you two require any food?
I could take some food. How about what's the special of the day?
Well, we've got lamb and we've got fish.
I'm definitely gonna do lamb.
All right.
And have you heard of Cotton's potatoes?
No.
They're real spicy.
Oh, yeah, a long time ago. I've had like 2 people ever come in here that ever mentioned them, but no, I've never had the chance to try them myself. Okay,
I was just seeing if maybe you had some Cotton's potatoes that you could make for me, but if you don't, that's okay. Just some
Nope, got Grinabar's potatoes.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yup. It's nothing like the food you'll find over at the Drowned Catfish, but it's pretty good.
Well, that's a weird thing because you can't drown a catfish.
I think that's the whole point, actually. It's supposed to be a joke. The owner over there is kind of a prankster.
Well, it seems like a prank is not a good way to put a good foot forward, a good first impression about your establishment.
I didn't make his establishment, but he doesn't seem to do too poorly, so...
Well, not as well as this place. Whew.
I tried to make it cozy. You a quiet fella. Do you like any food?
Yeah, I'll take 2 lamb and 2 fish and some ale.
I'm not paying for him.
That's fine.
Okay, I just want to be clear. I would like some ale also. Also, I mean, do you have any entertainment tonight? Any music? Any plays?
As it's the opening day of the festival, we're probably going to be at standing room only. It's not really a good way to balance paying customers versus entertainment. Like, we don't need it tonight.
Do you think we can get Carly Rae Jepsen here?
I have no idea who that is. Are they a good performer?
She's real good.
Okay. Get her business card, and maybe I'll contact her.
All right. Well, I'm just going to sit here and let's move the story along.
All right.
Yeah. Zenko sits down at a table, like the closest table. She's not feeling too great.
Yeah,
she's ready to eat and go the fuck to bed.
Gronk's going to sit down with them, but not next to Zenko because he's intimidated.
So like a cross?
Yeah, like a cross.
This bleeding hottie at the table.
Yeah. And then obviously he's going to carve his name into the table.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
That is a 17 plus. I mean, I'm sure 17 probably makes it without, right?
Yeah, that beats y'all's passive perception.
Yeah, because that's a +3, so that's a 20.
Yeah. Nobody seems to notice.
Except for me.
Okay.
If you're not actively looking for him to doing something, then yeah.
Okay, I got excited about rolling.
It's gonna. Granabar lets you know it's gonna be a little minute before the food's ready because he let most of his staff go to the festival.
Mm-hmm.
That's
so. It's gonna be about 30 to 40 minutes.
That sounds good, Granabar. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Your ales. Anything to drink, Lassie?
Oh, I guess I'll have an ale, please. Thank you.
There you go. And he seems to be just walking around tending to stuff. He's not terribly...
Are there any other patrons in here as of yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
The first few patrons will start trickling in after about another 15 minutes.
So I want to get a layout of like how many exits there are, like windows and stuff, just in case there needs to be like a quick exit.
There are 2 rather large windows in the front. Like probably about 10 feet wide and a good another 6 feet tall for both of them.
But the glass is like 8 inches thick.
Nice. So it's like bulletproof glass.
Yeah. Around the other side, it's predominantly like wooden shutters, a thin pane of glass. And then as far as exits go, there is a flight of stairs upstairs. You assume there's probably a back door, but that's through the kitchen. And then the front door you came in through.
So he's going to like look towards the stairs. What do you guys think is upstairs?
Probably rooms to sleep in.
Oh. All right.
So you know my name. I'm Zenko. You're Gronk Nag?
Yeah, but you can just call me Gronk.
Nice to meet you, Gronk, and nice to meet you, Deacon.
That's right. It's good to meet you too, Zenko. You know, you did some neat stuff back there. Where'd you learn all that?
My mother taught me, and she stretches out her arms up, cracks her shoulders. Thank you for your assistance as well, you two. That was interesting.
I have no idea what was going on.
Yeah, we could tell. We could definitely tell.
Well, I mean, I just saw you running at somebody and attacking, and they were trying to run away, and I have no idea what that was.
So there are these things called thieves?
Well, yeah, I mean, I know what a thief is, but...
Okay, well...
I also know that I can't just discern a thief from a normal person automatically either.
Well, there's a few things that you need to learn, and I can teach you if you're willing.
Like that thing?
Yeah, that thing. I could teach you that thing. Jesus Christ.
No, you didn't let me finish. I was pointing at your instrument.
Oh.
Tell me.
Okay. I thought you were just pointing. That is a lute, and I think we'd be better suited if we got one your size. You got money to pay for something like that?
I don't know. How much do they usually cost?
Depends on the place. Depends on the quality, the type of wood, the type of strings. A good one can run you a pretty penny. If you wanted, you could just give me 100 gold and I could go fetch one for you.
Is that how much a penny is worth?
Sure.
Zenko
right.
eyes Deacon and says, I don't know, something tells me you got it at a 5-finger discount.
No, actually, my daddy made this one.
Oh, my apologies.
That's all right. You didn't know?
Speaking of Winston, Deacon, you hear a small whisper in your ear. It's, Boy, where are you at?
I'm going to answer, Daddy, we're down at the cracked mug.
Okay, so you're safe.
Yeah, always
Okay.
safe.
All right, I gotta tie up some stuff with these guards here, but whereabouts is that, or should I just ask them?
You could just ask the guards. They know.
All right, I'll be along as soon as I can.
All right.
So I'm assuming that was through message, right?
Yes.
Wait, hang on.
Aloud.
Figured it
Yeah,
out.
that's why he hears a whisper in his ear.
Hang on. So Deke's going to go, Daddy, you're supposed to say over when you're done. Over.
The message was over.
All right. Thanks, Daddy. Over.
It's a lot of cantrips we're casting.
We got him.
They're cantrips. Who cares?
Shortly after that, some of the first customers start coming in. First, it seems to be a young couple, both halfling. They walk in, they sit down, they give a really warm greeting over to Grenabar, go sit down and just make a beeline almost to their favorite spot, is what you assume.
Gronk and I's going to point them out. You think they're thieves?
No, ding dong. They're fine. There's nothing. Look, man. Just stop. You'll know a thief because they'll be stealing something. Or casing a place to steal something.
Well, how do you know they're not casing the place?
Because they obviously know the owner and they obviously come here a lot.
Yeah, it's the long con.
I do not believe you know what that means.
Grenabar is going to walk over to y'all's table with your food.
Thank you.
Half of your food. It takes him another trip to get the other half of Gronk's order there.
He's a big boy.
He kind of leans over to you, Zenko, is like, well, I don't know if this is how your first dates usually go, but it seems like these two just spend most of the time talking to each other.
That's Zenko laughing character.
Well, it seems like he just talks nervously.
I'm I'm not sure I'm into this kind of date, honestly, but thank you.
Not a problem. If you need anything else, let me know.
This lamb looks fantastic. She just dives right in.
Yeah, the food
Yeah,
is
Gronk
pretty
is definitely
good.
diving in.
It's probably not the best meal you've ever tasted, but it's
She's hungry.
Decent.
Yeah, Deke's going to eat with one hand, and he's going to have his other hand under the table, kind of resting gently on his hand crossbow.
Okay.
Just in case he needs it. And he's kind of leaning back, kind of looking around, eyeing everybody that comes in, kind of watching them, see what they do.
As kind of drifts into minute 15, minute 20 of y'all being there, about another 10 people have come in. I mean, 3 humans, 4 dwarves, a gnome, half elf, half orc, and 1 tiefling. They've all come in. Most of them seem to have a pretty familiar relationship with Granabar, but the gnome walks in more similar to how y'all did, and like just kind of looks around, like doesn't really understand like how the place works just yet, and then gets his bearing, goes and sits at the bar. You do notice from the back 2 waitresses come out and start catering to customers as they're coming out. And you hear little flits of conversation as they're talking about, like, oh, did you hear about the flames that happened on the south side of the market square and the market circle? And it's like, oh, no, but did you hear about there were some robbers or something? And like, even just a little bit farther away from that, like, do you think it was like an inside job? Do you think it was all planned? No, oh, no. Like, and you just kind of hear little flits of conversations going on like that. But then most of the people just seem to be having a good time. You're not sure what part of the city they came from. But after about another, if y'all don't do anything until right around like hour 1.
I just imagine we're just kind of having small talk.
Yeah.
How's your food? How's your
listening
wounds?
Listening to the rabble.
Okay. After about an hour 15, something like that, in walks in Winston with 3 guards. One is the half-orc Grantham with the eye patch.
I'm going to raise my hand and wave him over.
One is a tiefling with bluish-purple skin. And one is a human, kind of like light scruff, looks to be younger, probably right around 20 years old. And they come over and Winston spots you as he flags them down. Well, this way, boys. And lady. And the tiefling just kind of looks at him and just gives him kind of a whatever look. Like that was, you didn't need to do that. And they all come over and Winston's, well, boy, looks like you did all right. What happened? Who are your fine friends here?
Well, this is Gronk and this is Zenko. And they helped me take down those robbers, Daddy.
Oh, nice. Like, oh, snap.
Crackle Pop?
Yeah, no. Oh, Thanos. Instead of oh, snap.
Oh, no.
He doesn't have the stones for that joke.
God damn it.
That was good, Stacey.
Thank you.
Winston's going to go over to you, Zenko.
Good evening.
He just he comes over and he's like, now I really hope you start to feel better. It looks like you took some nasty wounds, and casts healing word on you, and you get 9 hit points back.
Oh, that was nice of him. Well, thank you.
Not a problem. You helped out my boy.
Hey, full health. I was just going to sleep it off.
Yeah, this is I'm sorry, and I didn't introduce my daddy. This is my daddy. His name's Winston.
Winston Bishop at your service, and he just gives this big flourish with his new clothing and takes a deep bow.
Together, we are the Grand Bishops.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Winston. I am Zenko.
Gronk just nods.
Chatty one, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, I believe Mr. Grantham, drinks were offered and a reward for my boy's assistance and his friends. And Grantham kind of walks him in. Yeah, here you go. 30 gold.
Whoa. Oh, thank you very
between
much.
the 3 of you.
Oh.
However you like.
So 10 gold each.
Yeah. And I'll go talk to Granabar about giving y'all some lodging. Do y'all any of y'all sleep together or?
No, I actually don't know them at all.
No.
We just met.
Me and my daddy usually will share a room. If you got one with 2 beds, that would be nice.
Yeah, I'll see what he's got. He goes over and he starts talking to Granabar about y'all's lodging. The tiefling and the human both go get around, and the human sits down next to you. The tiefling kind of stands at the edge of the table and just kind of... She has a very, like, stern look about her. Like, just doesn't relax even off duty very much.
Gronk's keeping an eye on her.
Zenko eyes her and then nods, and then continues eating.
Okay. Humans is down. Well, I'm Abermore.
Oh, Abermore, it's good to meet you.
Yeah, it was Deacon, Gronk,
Close enough.
Gronk, and Zenko.
Very good.
All right.
Pardon me.
Well,
I've had a couple ales.
We really appreciate everything y'all did.
It was no trouble.
That's really all he has to say. Like, he'll make small talk with you guys, but yeah, he's not there to do anything specific.
So, Gronk, Deacon, Winston, all three of you, what brought you here? Are you from this area?
No, we're not from this area. So my daddy and I are traveling performers. We do music. We put on plays. Dramatic, comedic, whatever you need, action, sci-fi, and we're just rolling through town, looking for work, looking for somewhere to stay for a little bit before we roll on to the next place.
That sounds delightful.
Yeah, and I get to do it with my daddy.
What about you, Gronk?
I was tired of being at home, so I decided to travel and find myself, I guess.
That is
here
fair
you
enough.
are.
I was about to say, boy, like I think we found him. If we could just give him a mirror.
That's not unlike
We'll
where I
get you.
am.
Gronk doesn't get it.
Yeah, a little lost on him, Daddy. Let's get him some more ales.
Very well. I think Grantham said they were on him.
Yep.
And comes back with like 2 rounds for the table. It's just like, that way we don't even have to get up because this place is starting to pack up. Looks like it comfortably probably seats about 30 people. Comfortably stands about 50 to 60, and it looks like there's probably about 80 people.
All right, well,
it is.
As we're sitting there and we're eating and stuff, I'm gonna use our little hand motions to Winston and just kind of motion toward Gronk, and then use a hand motion as I'm like drinking. That means easy mark.
So as Gronk is like trying to eat his food, people keep bumping into him. So he keeps like being like projected forward, and he can't actually get a bite, and he's getting agitated.
Winston will mark back to you, and it basically just says, "Not now," and then tired. And
I'll just throw him a wink.
yeah. And then Winston actually gets up and he's like, well, not that I don't enjoy the fine company of Abermore, Candace, and Grantham, but I want to go find somebody else to talk to, and maybe a lovely lady with some interesting conversation. And he floats off and starts flirting with somebody off in the crowd.
Oh, it's always so weird when he does that. Ever since Mama passed, it's always so weird when Daddy flirts with new ladies. Makes me sad.
How long has it been?
13, 14 years.
I can understand that.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean,
Although it is good to see your father seeking happiness.
yeah, he gets happy. If you know what I mean.
Gross.
I mean, I ain't worried about him finding me a new mama or nothing.
My mother married not too long ago.
Well, most women tire of my father after, I don't know, a few weeks. That is if they don't wear him out first, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
My parents are definitely attached at the hip.
That's gross.
If you know what I mean.
No, that is inappropriate.
I'm just saying, a lot of PDA.
Read the room, Gronk.
Well, I don't know my
And he
father.
like scans the room. And it's like,
There's no books in here.
it's like I don't see any lettering on the walls. What's going on?
Candace, have you met Gronk? This is Gronk. Candace, he seems like a real interesting guy. Maybe you should, maybe open up to him. Maybe talk to him a little bit. You seem real interesting. He seems real interesting.
I'm just here to keep an eye out on the new interesting figures in town.
Okay. Is that me? Is that us? Are we the new interesting folks in town?
Well, we don't have a lot of people that just randomly go off and fight burglars in a city they've never been to.
I mean, in my book, if you go by what all the stories say, those type of people are called heroes.
Sure.
It really was just a force of habit. I used to help out a village. I lived on the outskirts, and we got to know each other pretty well.
See, her story makes sense. The rest of y'all just seem to have a lot of weird parent issues.
Well,
I definitely have those.
Oh yeah, apparently he does.
Zenko's literally a bastard, so.
Anyway, it seems that y'all are sufficiently not causing trouble. I'm going to go back to my post.
All right, bye.
Enjoy your evening.
You too, Zenko. And Gronk and Deacon.
That's fine. I tried to be nice to you. That's fine. You can go along.
Gronk just waves.
Slow to trust, slow to be betrayed. And
Quick to be an asshole. Quick to to have people be an asshole to you. Weird, huh? Bye.
Jeez.
Gronk's just going to kind of laugh. He enjoyed that one.
Zenko goes up to her room.
Get your room keys from Grenobar. Coming up, Deacon, do you try and find your father, or do you just let him do his thing?
I'll let him do his thing. He'll find me.
Okay.
I'm more just going to kind of hang out, maybe talk to some people, order more drinks, kind of let the night dwindle down, and then head upstairs.
Okay. Winston does actually leave the Cracked Mug for about an hour, and then comes back. He leaves with a woman.
And he comes back alone with a black eye.
No. Comes back and comes into the room probably after you've gone to bed. You just kind of hear him not necessarily sob, but it's a lot of sighing and restless rolling, and finally he seems to drift off really late in the night.
Okay.
As we come to the next day, y'all are all woken up fairly early. It's just barely pre-dawn, and there's a lot of noise in the street. Winston is very grumpily waking up. He did not get a full night's rest, and you can see just huge bags under his eyes. Looking out the windows, you see down into the streets, looks like a bunch of carts are being set up, stalls are being opened. You see a few pedestrians that seem to be walking by that are just early to rise. And then downstairs you hear just like this giant creaking noise. As you make your way downstairs, those two giant windows have been pulled out, and then an awning has been set over them, and it's almost like there's a front tent entrance to the Cracked Mug now.
Oh.
And you see Grenobar and a couple of the staff that you saw from the night prior. They're hauling a couple of casks of ale out to the street. One of them has a big bag of wooden cups, and they start setting them out on tables out front.
Gronk helps him out.
Okay.
Why not?
Well, Much appreciated. One on the house after you're done helping lift the keg up onto the table. You see these two wooden signs that drop down. One that says wine, 5 silver, and then another that says ale, 3 silver. And they just start pouring like to-go cups that people can just take with them through the festival.
So we're in New Orleans.
Kinda. This is their Mardi Gras to it.
Zenko comes downstairs and takes a look and asks the barkeep what they're celebrating.
What's the Harvest Close Festival?
Oh, yeah.
Last night was just the lighting of the fire ring. The festival goes on for the next, usually about 4 days or so.
Well, that's lovely. Harvest Festival, you said.
Mm-hmm.
What are you harvesting?
Oh, we do some trade in the area. We like to invite a lot of local cities come and kind of celebrate their harvested crops, anything they have surpluses of. Hopefully they can make a little bit of coin. Brings in a lot of coin for the city. For ourselves, we predominantly have some potato farms to the south. It's a little bit rougher terrain down there. To the east, we grow some of our leafier vegetables. To the west, it's more some of our hardier roots and wheat.
What's this guy's name again? I forget.
Grinabar.
Boulder
Beer.
Boulder Beer.
Grinabar, if you're wanting to draw people to buying some drinks outside, what would really help is some music.
Sometimes that works. It's a lot of foot traffic. It's not a lot of people that kind of stay for the drinks. It's more of if somebody needs to take a break.
Yeah, but if somebody's walking by and they hear some music that they like, they might hang out a little bit, maybe get more than one drink.
That might bring in a little extra business, but I heard you from last night. You said you're an entertainer. I got to be perfectly honest. I could maybe pay you 5 gold for the whole day.
How about I do it for free and you just let me put out a tip jar?
I mean, you're more than welcome. Lots of people don't really start drinking until around noontime, though.
That's all right. I'll tell you what. I'll come back to play probably around 12:15.
Works for me.
All right. That sounds good to me.
There is some kind of, for the customers that are here, there's some kind of cold cuts and some dried biscuits for anybody that's there for the night, but there's not...
It's continental breakfast.
Pretty much. Due to the fact that they're so busy setting up for the festival, they don't have time to really deal with cooking for, the limited number of patrons that they're going to have in their rooms. So
Gronk gonna eat some.
All right.
Zenko has a bite or few, breakfast is important.
Then
I'm gonna eat half and put the other half in my bag for later.
Okay. Like you're gonna eat half and leave the other half.
No, I'm just gonna eat half. I'm gonna make myself a little plate, eat half, and then wrap up the other half in paper or napkins or something, maybe a cloth, and stuff it in my bag.
Okay. Other than that, it's coming on to 7:30 in the morning. You see some of the vendors start really getting their wares set up, and it seems like they're pretty much ready. And then you slowly see more citizens are coming through outside. The festival is yours to explore.
Well, Zenko decides to take a look at the different shops. Just wander around, peruse the different stands, see what they have. Not with any intention to buy, just out of curiosity.
I feel like Gronk would do the same, but not necessarily with Zenko. Unless it was all 3 of us going, but I don't think that it would be. So he's going to kind of follow, not really though, go to the similar areas.
So stalking.
Kind of, sort of. Kind of, sort of, but not as creepy.
Not as creepy. He's avoiding eye contact.
Yeah.
He's following you by scent. So,
what about yourself, Deacon?
Deke is going to kind of walk around, look at stuff, but what he's really doing is he is looking for where they're gonna lock up their gold or their wares. He's looking for interesting things that he could, take to a fence later and sell, or, something fun to do. It's really what he's doing. He's looking for something fun. He's looking for, maybe someone he can con out of some money.
Okay.
Someone who's a little daft.
All right.
Does Gronk find like an Oakley shop?
No. We're not doing this again.
No. Sunglasses in general aren't really a thing. So, this is kind of directed to all three of you, but as you're going through, you see there's almost any vendor you can imagine has like some kind of stall out there. There's one that has kind of not great looking rugs, but they're kind of very bright and colorful. Some that have like pictures of a really bad looking dragon like breathing fire on the rest of the rug or something like that. You find people selling candied apples. You find one that's got really obscure looking candy that's almost looks like tiny rocks. Try your sugar gems over here. 1 copper for 5. You find entertainers. You find people that have dressed up in costumes that are doing like mock fights with a really terrible minotaur costume that's like trying to gore somebody with a wooden sword and a wooden shield. They're like beating them back and nearly dying, and then eventually managing to stab the minotaur through the chest. And some people nearby like kind of give a polite clap, and they get a few copper thrown into like a little tip hat that they've got. You do see some looks to be like fortune tellers. You find a fortune teller little like tiny little tent with smells like there's like incense burning inside of it. There's a person who looks to be like an older halfling man who's just got a delighted group of like 10 kids around him. He's like, now where's the ball? Is it under this cup or this cup? Or is it the cup over here? And you see him and he starts switching the cups around. He's doing that game. As you kind of walk around, those are most of the stalls that are out and about. You do see a Bards and Noble stall out in the street as opposed in the shop. You see one for the drowned catfish selling, looks to be like lightly fried gator. And then you find one for a store called The Hideaway. They seem to be selling like leather bracers and leather hats and things like that. You see somebody who looks like they have almost a little like cages. The stall is called Bugs and Bears, and they seem to be selling like little pets.
Is there like a blacksmith shop or something?
The Hammer House does have a stall. They're not selling a lot of like fighting weapons or anything. They have a few like ornate looking daggers that look more functional. They have some training swords and
any helms or anything like that.
They do have some helms that do seem functional, actually. Yes,
he's gonna browse those.
Okay. There's one that comes to looks like 2 points that kind of go up. It's almost as if it's not like a horn coming up singularly. It's like 2 horns coming out to the side, but more triangular, not very like horn shaped. Like the helmet would function, but that's probably the nicest looking one. Then he's got just some standard ones that'll fit. One of them has like an expandable clasp in the back, so it fits a few more heads as opposed to having to be made by somebody, or for somebody rather.
Gronk's gonna try on the one with the pointy horns.
Okay.
Does it fit?
It fits.
Hey, how much is this?
Oh dear, I think for that one, I would say that 7 gold pieces.
Like that this vendor is Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, so Gronk is going to hand over 7 gold pieces.
All right. It's great doing business with you, dear.
I want all of the vendors to sound like Mrs. Doubtfire now.
Just all the characters that Robin Williams played in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah. Deke is going to be intrigued by the pet stall.
Bugs and bears?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It sound like you shit your pants.
I just might have.
Sorry. I find you very intriguing and very interesting. Well,
really, most people find my wares to be interesting.
Yes, but you also. What have you got here? What do you call these things?
Oh, well, I've got this one. It's a spitting lizard.
Okay, next.
Okay. And over here is what I believe to be little tiny baby phase spiders.
No thanks.
Okay. Not fan of insects, I see. So more on the bear side, less on the bug side.
Yes.
All right.
Let's go more on the bear side.
I do have this tiny wolf cub.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes, it's going to take some nursing. It's very young. And
It's okay. You can milk anything with nipples.
That's
Oh my god.
true, to an extent, I suppose. And then a very special one here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a blink dog.
You said blink dog?
It's a blink dog.
Okay. It is a little frightening looking.
A little bit.
How do you take care of that?
Well, I have my own concoction. Works for most things mammalesque. And I sell that, usually for 1 gold for 1 week's of food. And the blink dog itself is 150.
Okay. Now, what's this concoction made out of?
Oh, if I gave away that, it would be giving away my livelihood.
Well, I mean, I'm probably never going to see you again.
That's a shame.
I am interested in buying the blink dog. And I'm interested in buying a month's worth of food. But I would like to know how to feed it after that.
Well, suppose that's learning how to take care of a pet.
Or you could just tell me.
It's primarily meat.
It's primarily meat? Okay. What kind of meat? Is it like some meats, not other meats?
Raw meats.
Raw meats.
Yes.
Okay, raw meats. Writing it down. Checking my spell list.
You, over there. No tapping on the glass.
Now, how... Now, it's not as cuddly as, this wolf over here. How about I take it off your hands and I buy 6 weeks worth of food?
156 gold.
How about I take it around and I show it to people and I send people over to your shop and it's advertising. We'll call it advertising. And you can go ahead and give me a rebate right now for 15 gold.
So you want it for 141?
Let's make it 140. That's an easy, nice round number, don't you think?
So you're going to go around with my blink dog.
Well, I mean, it's about to be my blink dog, isn't it?
And you're going to buy the blink dog.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna buy it right now for 140 with 6 weeks worth of food, mind you. And I'm going to go around and I'm going to tell everybody where I got it and they can come over here. I'm actually going to be singing over at the Cracked Mug later and I will be sure to tell everyone to come over to your shop.
Give me a persuasion check.
Hell yeah. That's a 17.
Do you have 140 gold?
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. You've robbed a few places.
I've got some money.
Yeah. Okay.
Stop spilling the beans.
Very well. Remember, bugs and bears.
Bugs and bears.
Here's his leash.
Okay. Does he have a name, or do I get to name him?
Yeah, you name him whatever you want.
Well,
I call him Blink Dog.
That's a weird name. That's like calling things by what they are instead of by their names.
Here's your Blink Dog. Here's his leash. Here's his food.
All right. I'm going to name him Winky.
Okay.
All right, Winky, let's go.
Okay. It immediately starts trying to tug and try and get away.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna sit down in front of him and like do the thing that dog trainers do, where they have that little bit of meat in their hand and then they put it in their mouth and then they take it out and then they like hold it down. I'm gonna go sit, Winky.
Give me an animal handling check.
That's not gonna be good. That's an 11. Is it good enough?
It sits there, and you didn't ask how well trained this thing was.
That's all right. I want to train it myself. Hey, Winky. I'm going to hold out my hand and let him smell it.
For expediency sake, I'll say at this point, it will follow you on the leash. It's not super friendly with you.
Nice. I'm okay with this. I was so close to buying piglets, y'all don't even know.
Is there any shops specifically, Zenko, that you would like to explore, or?
Yeah, Zenko is taking an interest in the fortune teller, seeing if they might have any clues as to where she needs to go next.
Okay.
For her trials.
As you approach the fortune teller's tent, there's this strong smoke, like incense smell that comes out as you kind of lift open the flap, and you see this kind of young-looking elven woman sitting down at the other end of the table, and she sits down and she goes, or she's currently sitting down and has her eyes closed. Just, yes, one who seeks to know. Sit. Bring your coin.
Zenko giggles a little to herself and then sits down. How much coin?
How much do you wish to know?
Well, I have recently embarked on my nature trials as a cleric. And I was given direction to come here initially, where I would find clues as to my first trial.
I see. So you seek out trials, not just to overcome them.
Yes.
3 gold will get you 3 questions.
I give her 3 gold.
What are your questions?
Hey, Matt, can you refresh my memory on what my mother told me?
There are the elemental trials, and there are the more spiritual trials. Mm-hmm. And you're pursuing one of the elemental temples or holy locations. You're not really...
Oh,
It's a little vague about it, but you know it's southeast of Tristan somewhere. Mm-hmm. But you're not really sure where.
What do I look for to find the elemental temple southeast of here?
You kind of... And then you see the candlelight dims a little bit as she dips her hands into a bowl of water, then grabs a mixture of what seemed to be dice made of bone. Mm-hmm. And a weird... you imagine it's probably something similar to the incense that's burning, but it's a weird concoction of different plant materials. Mm-hmm. She rolls them together and tosses them onto the table. And as they hit the table, they start to hiss. And she opens up her eyes, and they are just pale white, like no iris, no pupil. She looks at... One who seeks to finish the trials of nature. And her voice gets just bigger and echoes around you. One who seeks the earthen trial of nature. You are seeking for a cave surrounded by a grove that has been cleared. You will find beasts of fury and malice, but also creatures of joy and laughter when you get there. Keep your eyes open and your heart light, and you should overcome. And then the lights kind of come back. She shuts her eyes. And yes, sorry, what are your other two questions? And it's almost like there's a little bit of fear in her voice.
Well, thank you for one. Well, it appears I have come across two other travelers. Our destinies seem to have become intertwined somehow. How is this?
This time, you see her pick up some just animal bones, not dice, and tosses them into a flask of red liquid, shakes it, and then puts just a drop of it on her tongue. And then her voice almost changes.
Mysteries of the future with these two are blinded from me. But today is a day.
And then again, like it's almost like her voice comes back, and she's kind of looks at you and goes, here's your other gold piece back. We're closed.
Oh.
And
Zenko's just like, okay.
I like how you said, today is a day.
yeah. No, like, that's what I meant to say.
It's not tomorrow or yesterday.
It is a day.
Yeah, it's not a foot.
It's not a pumpkin.
It's
So Zenko
balloons.
shakes herself, out of the smoke and all that, and goes to find Gronk and Deacon.
Okay. Around that time, I guess y'all have kind of wrapped up your shopping. You're all just noticing that there's more to the festival down below the ramps. That's where you see stalls for like archery competitions. It looks like they have tables and tables of food being set up, which from a distance it looks like they're going to be having like eating competitions down there. Looks like there's been like some wooden posts with like giant hoops installed, and like you see people like trying to throw a giant ball through the hoop, and every now and then it goes through. But down below on the actual end of the ramps where there's actually solid dirt, it looks to be like they have a bunch of game stalls set up. It's one area that looks like it's got a bunch of kids in it. There's like a petting zoo.
Oh, Gronk's going to go straight there.
But I mean, as you do, like y'all are all kind of meeting up at that ramp right there, noticing that there's more down below.
Well, hey guys, how are y'all doing? Y'all
I got pointy helmet.
I see. That's very nice, Gronk. It is very pointy, and it is very nice.
He smiles as if he's proud of himself.
What's this you have here, Deacon?
This is a blink dog. I'm going to train him. He's going to be a companion for me.
Oh, he's super cute. And then Gronk's going to kneel down and try to pet him and be like, what's his name?
His name's Winky, because he's a blink dog. You get it?
Hello, Winky. And he's gonna pet him. All right, so I'm gonna pet him for sure.
Give me an animal handling check.
All right, that is a 3 plus 0.
He kind of like, as you start to pet him, he starts to growl, and then takes a nip at your hand, but right as he does, he like disappears for a second.
He poops.
And he blinks out of existence, and then blinks back, and he's still within the leash.
Oh, man, Winky, you're so weird. Here, have you some of this treat. Thank you for not biting him.
Gronk is upset.
And I'm gonna pet him now.
Sure, go ahead and give me an animal handling check.
That's 17.
It's more receptive this time. He takes an extra treat and like looks up expectantly at you, and you see the tail wag just like once, and then come back, and then just like remember where he is and being a little bit defensive again.
I'm gonna wink at him. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy, Winky.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. You cast Speak with Animals. Don't think he's actually an animal.
No?
Don't believe so. Let me double check. Nope.
Damn. All right, never mind.
Actually, Nathan, give me a roll real quick. Give me a knowledge check.
I did bad knowledge.
Yeah.
Like in intelligence?
Yeah, history or...
To pick one that I got good in.
Yeah, what do you have? And let me tell you what's relevant.
I mean, I have the whole list. So what do you want? I got religion.
Nope.
I got history. I got insight.
Nope.
Intimidation.
So probably history.
Yeah, probably history.
Okay. Go ahead and tell me what your roll is.
I got a 7.
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
I know nothing about my blink dog except his name is Winky, and he likes these meaty treats that I put in my mouth to wet up for him.
As y'all are going down towards... I'm assuming y'all are going down towards the festival grounds that are the game areas, or y'all doing something else?
No, I want to go over to the knife throwing boards, like the knife throwing competition.
All right.
Gronk's gonna go too.
Okay.
Yeah, Zenko will follow.
All right. Y'all show up. It's a knife throwing board. It's a copper piece per throw.
All right, but what do I win?
When you win,
A piglet.
2 blink dogs.
when you win, if you can land 3 bullseyes, then you get a wooden dagger that seems decently made.
Okay.
It's all one solid piece, like it's been whittled.
Okay. I'm gonna throw down 5.
5 throws.
Yeah.
Give me 5. Give me 5 attacks.
All right, hang on.
Gronk, how many throws are you gonna want to do?
I'm just gonna do a 3.
3. All right.
Yeah.
You gonna jump in on this at all, Zenko?
Oh, sure.
How many throws do you want to do?
I'll take 2.
What's 3 to win the prize, I guess. If you just
Okay,
want to throw
I'll
at the
do 3.
board. Like if you just want to throw at the board, that's fine. But
So 3 copper.
yes, it's 1 copper per throw.
Okay.
All right, so far I've got a 20, a 19, an 18, an 11, and a 7.
Okay.
And what are we? Anything? Are we adding anything to this?
Dex plus
Dex.
proficiency.
Dex plus proficiency.
Oh, then they'd even. Oh no, that's right.
That's a 13. That's a 23. And that's a 17.
All right. Zenko?
Zenko?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said, does that count? Sorry.
No, Zenko.
All right, I'm going to throw.
All right. Three rolls.
All right. Oh, I see it. First roll is 20. Second roll is 6. Third roll is 21.
Okay, so both Gronk and Deacon have managed to win themselves a whittled wooden knife. Anything 12 or higher counts.
Nice.
Zenko, you missed your middle throw. And the guy kind of looks at you as you can spend another copper if you want to try again.
Fine. 8.
I mean, you're already 4 copper in at this point.
One more. 10. She's just like, nah, I'm good. No more.
was going to say, like, I don't know, Deacon, I guess, could inspire you if he wanted.
I could. Go, Zenko, you can do it. You can get one of these too. I believe in you.
I really don't need a little wooden...
You can add a D6 to your last roll.
I don't need a little wood knife.
No, I believe in you.
You can add a D6 to your last roll if you'd like.
Okay.
You can achieve anything you put your mind to. I believe.
So adding D6 to my 10? Okay, so that's a 15.
Okay. There you go.
I was going to laugh my ass off if you got a 1.
It was a 1. It was just going to be fate is not on your side today for this stupid whittled knife.
So what am I adding to... what am I adding to the inventory?
A whittled carnival knife. Or wooden carnival knife. It's going to be the symbol of y'all's group. The first thing y'all ever did together.
So, speaking of, does my helm give me anything in particular?
Looks nice.
It looks nice?
Helms are considered part of your equipment for your armor. Unless it's like a magical helm, but it's not.
Yeah, but I didn't know if, like, had, like, +1 to melee hit or something.
No, it's a like little bit complicated.
+1 to hit if you're headbutting somebody.
I mean, if you remind me of that when you go to, like, headbutt somebody, I might say something.
Oh, I'm definitely going to poke somebody with those horns.
Yeah. Y'all remind me about that situational shit all the time. Like, it might help. So just as I'm sure you all let out a triumphant cheer of victory as Zenko lands her last target.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I clap.
Woo.
About 40 or 50 feet behind you, you hear a bunch of people kind of start letting out audible, like, gasps and, like, a couple of shouts. And then it's almost immediately followed by what sounds like a whole lot of, like, pots and pans falling and hitting the ground. And as you kind of get a look as to what's going on, you hear one person say, like, well, is that old man Theo? And then a crowd of people keep coming, like, looking around, and you can just see this looks like a man in this dented up old full plate armor just on the ground. And as you kind of get a better look through parts of the crowd that have kind of started to assemble, you see, like, this long, thick handlebar mustache, and you notice a couple of, like, holy symbols you don't really recognize.
Mm-hmm.
And then before you can really get too good of a look at it, this white form just starts lifting out of his body that slowly starts to turn like a little sickly greenish white that looks, what you're assuming this old man looks like, just up out of his body. And then immediately its shape starts to turn more monstrous, and it turns towards the crowd, and just you hear this and that's where we're going to pick up next time.
He pooped out a ghost when he died. Are you looking for a review of terrible horror movies without an obnoxious scene-by-scene breakdown?
We cover the synopsis, each kill, and ridiculous moments that the worst streaming horror has to offer.
Join Jared, Nick, and Nathan every other Wednesday as they watch bad horror movies so you don't have to.
We're the Spook Squad! Let us haunt your phone or other streaming device.
Forge Audio.
Dream it.
Build it.
Share it.